How are you doing tonight? This is Anna Stropnik coming to you live from Fort Lauderdale, and it's now Sunday night if you're watching this on replay, coming to you a little bit later than my usual time. So let's see, who do we have on watching? How was your weekend? Type in where you're watching this from, say hi, I would love to give you a shout out. So today we're going to be talking about habits that make you highly successful. Hi, yes, how are you doing? So welcome. I'm super excited about this. I was going through my notes and I'm thinking, what should I be talking about today? And I decided to do this, and I'm really hyped up, and I'm gonna share with you some really great information to make your next week super successful. So let's get started. So I have one question for you. Are you limiting yourself of your true potential? So we often convince ourselves that where we are in life, that is our biggest potential. But often happens that we are seeking others for their acceptance and also for their approval. So if this is the first time you ever watched any of my live videos, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Anna Stropnik, and I help people live healthy, longer, with more energy, better sleep, less pain, and I also help them reach their time and financial freedom. So let's dive in a little bit more. Now, if you only listen to yourself and to your inner voice, you may find that your possibilities are infinite. So don't be seeking approval from others. I did a live video recently on this when I was in Jacksonville. If you ever watch my YouTube video channel, it's called Empower Your Full Potential, something like that. I have to type it in, it's brand new, so it's on my Facebook page, so you will find it. I talked about that a lot because often people find they have to discuss with their friends and family, if this is something good for them, because by the time they discuss it, and most of the time people will not give you approval, they will give up on their dreams, and it may be something that they're meant to do, or not might be, but it's definitely something that your purpose is. So don't do that. Listen to your inner voice always. So people who are not successful, what do they focus on? They focus on lack of. So it could be lack of finances, lack of people to talk to, lack of friends, lack of, I don't know, they may want certain things like a car or a house, but they don't have it. So they always focus on lack of something. And they've also focused on reasons why they're not successful. So they will focus on all of those reasons, and that is actually the reason why they are not successful, why they are where they are. On the other hand, what successful people do, they focus on where they're going and not where they are. So they still have the same circumstances like people that are not finding success. It's just they see themselves where they're going, and that's where they focus all of their energy. So I'll elaborate a little bit more on what is the difference. So successful people have a vision. They have a vision on who they want to become, and that vision will create ideas and how to make it into reality. So when you're living in that mode, when you're constantly creating your vision, and your mind will be creating different paths for you, and you will know what to do next. You will be led to people, you will be led to situations. You just need to know how to recognize them, and you will find your ways to success. Because most likely when you have a vision, especially if your vision is very huge, and your goals are very huge, sometimes you don't know how to get them. You know what you want, but you don't know how to get them. So this vision will actually pave out the way for you. So you just need to follow the signs. So that's how it works. You will have hunches. So let me just share my hunch today for you. I shared this like probably last week, how I did one of my lives on like to build locally or globally. So my focus now is actually to build my business locally, because I like the idea of having like different get-togethers and have like a big company events come to us rather than us traveling there. So what happened was I talked to one of my friends, Jessica, who is in the same company with me, but we are not in the same team. And we're local. We like basically live in the same area. We are all like, our teams are very close to each other. And so she happened to mention, oh, you know, we have like a whole meeting today, you know, if you have time, just stop by. So I made it happen. I didn't make it there on time, but I did go. And these are like little hunches that you will get, because I know that this meeting and these connections that I made today is something that is going to make my vision possible. That is like one of the pathways for me to create this team and this happening, so everything that I want. So I'm really excited about that, and it really works. It's a proof that it works. So really focus on that. And people, when they focus on their struggle, you will just end up with more of it. So if you always focus on how you're in like financial debt, or I don't know, how you can never find like a partner that you like, or you have poor health, you will just create more of that negative stuff, and you will never get out of the struggle. So don't focus on that, you know, focus on the future and focus on the healing, focus on like whatever it is, but don't focus on that current situation. So what also will happen when you are focused on lack of and on your struggles, your brain does not work. It's kind of blocked to all the creative ideas that you would get if you're just open and if you are planning on your vision. So I will share a few tips with you today. Who would like to hear some of my tips? Some of them that I do. I will give you a few examples that will make you more successful. Step number 1. So let's see, what do we have? So number 1, make a list of your priorities and get rid of time wasters. So what is a time waster for you? You know, it could be watching TV. You know, just like think back, you know, how much time do you spend watching TV and like things like that are not really productive for your business. It could be scrolling down Facebook wall. I mean, I have nothing against working on your Facebook and creating business and making connections, but come on, sometimes we like can spend hours just scrolling down and like watching what everyone is up to, like watching the news feed without a plan. So that could be a time waster. What's another time waster? I don't know, oversleeping maybe, or just doing things that are not really serving you, that are not productive. So number 2, set the schedule for following day. Now I must say this helped me a lot. When I have a list of people who I'm going to talk to, when I have a list of things that I'm going to do, that really helps a lot. You need to plan how to spend your time, so that makes you definitely more productive. And now I'm going to say one saying from Mark Twain. He says, eat a frog first thing every morning, and nothing worse will happen to you for the rest of the day. So what that means, like something that you fear of, something that is like something that you have to do. Don't put it off as a last thing to do. You know, make it first thing to do. Do it first thing in the morning, and you will feel way better. So I will tell you my example from last week. I realized that like doing these lives, it's not really what terrifies me the most in my business, believe it or not. Lots of people are absolutely terrified of doing them, but it's not for me. I mean, I make mistakes, I like say wrong things, but hey, you know, we learn and improve every single day. So it's not one of my biggest fears. But I realized that my biggest fear was actually picking up the phone and calling strangers. And then I decided to do it anyway. So last week I made myself like a list of people who I'm going to just call and see if they're open for an opportunity. So usually I will put that off all the way until the end of the day, but I still make it happen. But that is my goal for this week, is actually to do that like first thing, and like leave all the other distractions out. So I will get that done. And once you accomplish something like that, it really makes you feel good. It really makes your day. So get out of that first thing in the morning. So if it's a live that you're afraid of and you want to do, you know, do that first thing. Give yourself deadlines. It's always good to have deadlines for like every little task that you do. So that's one of the things. I was just like reading a news feed, and one of my colleagues, he was saying how he tries to do all of his things before noon, and then he has the rest of the day to do whatever, you know, like play golf or whatever. So it's a really good plan to have a deadline like that. So make your list the night before and finish it by noon. You know, how great is that? Then another thing is what I was talking about already, is minimize your distractions. So when you're doing something, like especially when you're doing something creative, certain things can really annoy you and be distracted. What I found when I'm, for example, like working on like training on like how to create a blog, or how to like work on YouTube, so something that really needs my attention. I found that like for example, like having like Facebook notification like popping up and like messages, you know, it's really distracting for me. So I turn that off when I'm like in my creative learning mode. I turn all my distractions off. In the morning when I'm focusing on like the day, like wake up earlier than I have to, so I keep my phone on airplane mode and I don't get any messages until I'm ready for them. So no emails, no messages, nothing like that, because I don't, it really distracts you. It takes you to something that you could have done later. It's not the first priority. So I like to set my days like that. And you can also turn your notifications off on your Facebook. You know, there's no reason to check them every single minute of the day, or you can find time and schedule times when you're checking your messages and checking your notifications in your Facebook. So that's just another tip that you can do. Then write down your tasks, your goals, write it all down. What I found that helps me hugely is I have daily checklist. So I have a daily checklist by my computer, and I check off things that I'm supposed to do every day. So I have a list that I make the night before of the things that I'm doing, and I also have a checklist that is really, really cool. If anyone would like to see one, you know, message me. I'll show you what I do on there, and that really, really helps me. It makes you so these are all these daily habits and daily tasks that I'm doing, and it feels great when you check all of them off. And if you don't, if you like skip, I would be like devastated. If you noticed on my video, I'm actually a part of a 90-day challenge. So my 90-day challenge is to do a live video for 90 days every single day, and I haven't missed a day yet. So we are allowed to catch on and like do like 2 videos if you miss a day, or you know, to catch on to make it 90. But so far I'm proud of myself. I'm like on day 20 something. I don't even know, but I did a live video every single day, so it feels great. You know, it pulls you. You know, this is something that is on my daily checklist. I have to do a live video every single day. And then also find an accountability partner, so somebody who is on the same path as you. So that I was talking about that in one of my previous videos. So find an accountability partner. I have one that we're like on the same page, on the same goals, and it really helps to push each other, you know, because you're not always going to have the best day, and when you talk to your accountability partner, you know, they may like encourage you, motivate you, give you ideas, and it's a great way, you know. Don't do things on your own. So that really helps me a lot. So let's see, I have lots of tips for you guys. So when you're comparing yourself to others, okay, so everybody will tell you, you know, don't compare yourself to others, right? You know, like compare yourself to your best you know, compare yourself to your last month's results. Don't compare yourself to others who are having success. The reason why we say that is because that will like create kind of like a jealousy, you know, or like a wrong mindset, really. So you're like, oh, you know, they're successful because they have this or that, you know, and that's not the mindset you want to have. So instead of that, try to see how you can learn from these people. Like everyone who is like kind of on the same path as me, but is having success in a certain area, I try to connect with them. I connect with them, and I'm like, I ask questions, you know, and they're very, I'm very like open to help. You know, if I learn something, I love to share it. So that's the main reason why I do these live videos and educate on everything that that I learned. So maybe it's going to help someone. But the same thing is like everyone who is successful, they like to share their story and successes, and it makes them feel good. You know, it validates what they're already doing. So instead of like comparing yourself to others, meaning like, you know, you're like envy their success, instead, you know, try to see what you can learn from them, what they can teach you. So it will be great, much better way. And then the other thing, another tip, find a mentor. So what is a mentor? You can have mentor for different areas in your life and different areas that you are working on. So for example, I have actually 3 mentors, at least 3. So 3 that I'm like currently working with, and they're all for different areas of my life. So one specific one that I have is a mentor for social media, and that is like a huge help. So if you have like something that is like a specific goal, like a skill that you're trying to learn, find somebody who has that specific skill. So so my mentor, he teaches how to build your business through social media, not like outside on the street, not whatever, like doing home meetings, but specifically on social media. And that is something that I'm willing to learn, and I've learned tons, but if you have like a specific goal like that, you know, find a mentor that is going to help you. My second one is helping with tons of other things, but one of the things that I want to start is I want to start blogging, and that find somebody who made success in blogging, and you know, follow them, learn from them. So those are like 2 of my mentors that I have, that I'm working with. And then learn how to delegate. So if you are if you see yourself as being like a leader of big teams, of like thousands of people, if you're trying to do everything by yourself, you're gonna fail. So basically, learning to delegate is very important, because there is people who are like raising their hands and they want to be a leader, but if you're just like, you know, selfishly thinking that you have to do everything, and that your ego is like strong, that you only do it the best, and not letting others do it, you will not grow. So definitely something to think about. When you see yourself having this huge team, make sure that you learn how to delegate. Even if you have one person on your team, or like 100 people or 1,000 people, like learn how to delegate tasks, and that will make you more successful. It will free up your time for other things that are more important for you and the team to grow faster as well. And then read. So that's my last tip today. I promise. So read books, and every time I read books, it like gives me an idea for like teaching a new skill. It gives me an idea to start something new. So there's some great books that I'm reading right now, and every book that I'm reading currently is like the best book I've ever read. So definitely opens up your mind to new ideas, and it's very important part that you don't skip, even if it's just like 15 minutes a day that you spend reading. So yeah, those are my tips for today, and if you'd like to talk further, please feel free to message me. I would love to chat, and also this video is going to be uploaded on my YouTube channel, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because if you like this content, there's a lot more on there already. And I hope you all have a great night, and thank you, Yas. Have a great night.